Glinda's journey in Wicked for Good is about to take a turn that will touch every heart watching. While much of the attention often falls on Elphaba and Fiero's love story, the truth about Glinda the Good is far more complex and bittersweet. Her transformation from the cheerful, popularity-driven student we first met at Shiz University into a woman burdened by the fate of an entire kingdom is nothing short of haunting. How does someone so full of light end up carrying such a heavy shadow? Have you ever wondered what it truly costs to be good in a world built on illusion? As Glinda rises to power, she becomes the leader everyone admires. But that admiration comes at a price. Somewhere between her duties and her ideals, she begins to lose sight of herself. Before her breaking point in the second part of the story, there's one moment that changes everything: the confrontation with the wizard. Elphaba had warned her about him, but Glinda didn't see the truth until it was too late. Standing before the man she once respected, she finds the courage to expose who he truly is. What would you do if the person you trusted most turned out to be built on lies? Could you face them and tell the world the truth? The revelation that the wizard is actually Elphaba's biological father will shake the very foundation of Oz. The man who labeled her as wicked and turned an entire land against her is, in fact, her own blood. Worse still, he exploited her extraordinary gifts to strengthen his own political power. But this confrontation isn't just about unveiling dark family secrets, it's also about justice. Glinda uses the truth to dismantle the wizard's control, forcing the citizens of Oz to see their beloved leader for who he really is. Can truth alone undo years of deception? And when the masks finally fall, who will the people of Oz choose to believe? But even after all her brave actions, there remains one thing that will eventually break Glinda's spirit, a moment we have yet to witness. Glinda's fight doesn't end with exposing the wizard. Her next move is far more personal. She turns her attention toward Madame Morrible, the cunning woman who set much of the tragedy in motion. From the moment Glinda and Elphaba arrived at Shiz University, Morrible had been weaving her web, pretending to be a mentor who recognized Elphaba's gifts. In truth, she was grooming her to serve the wizard's hidden agenda. What happens when the people we trust to guide us are the very ones pulling the strings? And how do you forgive yourself for not seeing it sooner? From the beginning, Madame Morrible encouraged rivalry between the two young women, hoping that division would make them easier to control. Yet fate turned against her plans when Glinda and Elphaba's friendship blossomed instead. Determined to tear them apart, Morrible used manipulation and political pressure to pit them against each other again. Her eventual arrest marks the moment Glinda finally sees through all the authority figures who shaped and shattered her worldview. But by the time she begins to make things right, it's already too late. Elphaba has been hunted, misunderstood, and lost to legend, while Glinda's own pain grows heavier, more isolating. Can a person truly heal after realizing that every mentor they trusted was a lie? And is redemption still possible when it comes too late to save the one you loved most? With the wizard gone and Morrible defeated, Glinda's final act feels inevitable. She takes control of Oz as Glinda the Good. Yet her intentions are not born of ambition. She accepts power only to restore balance, to undo the damage left behind by deceit and tyranny. Above all, she leads to honor Elphaba's legacy, striving to protect the memory of a friend the world still believes was wicked. As the citizens of Oz cheer for the downfall of the so-called witch, Glinda stands silently amid the celebration, carrying the truth alone. How do you lead a nation built on lies without becoming lost in them yourself? And when the world hails you as good, how do you hold on to the part of you that still feels broken? The people of Oz believe the Wicked Witch is gone at last. They cheer, convinced that peace has returned, while Glinda stands before them, smiling, radiant, and utterly heartbroken. In public, she accepts their gratitude as the savior of their land. But in private, she mourns the loss of the only person who ever truly understood her. She cannot tell them the truth about Elphaba, not without unraveling the fragile stability she's fought so hard to restore. And so, Glinda becomes two people at once, the adored Glinda the Good, and the grieving friend who must hide her pain behind a golden crown. What does it cost to play the hero when the truth could undo everything? And how long can someone carry that secret before it begins to break them? When seen through Glinda's eyes, the story's love triangle takes on a deeper sorrow. Despite being celebrated as beautiful and desirable, Glinda never truly experiences the kind of love she dreams of. Bok's devotion means nothing to her. His affection feels misplaced, born more from obsession than understanding. Even Fiyero, the charming prince who seems to embody everything she once wanted, ultimately belongs to another. Their engagement felt perfect on paper, the golden couple of Oz. Yet behind that illusion, Glinda's heart remains untouched. How often do we mistake admiration for love? And what happens when the dream we've been chasing turns out to be hollow? Fiyero's heart, from the very beginning, was drawn to Elphaba. He might not have realized it right away, but the connection between them was undeniable, deep, raw, and beyond appearances. When he finally chooses Elphaba over Glinda, it's more than a romantic betrayal. It's a moment that forces Glinda to face her own emptiness. Even when Fiyero raises a weapon to protect the woman he loves, Glinda's heartbreak is eclipsed by something greater, the loss of her truest friend. For all the admiration, status, and applause she's ever received, nothing compares to the friendship she found in Elphaba, the one person who saw past the glitter and challenged her to grow. Is it possible that love, in its purest form, isn't romantic at all? And could it be that Glinda's greatest heartbreak comes not from losing a lover, but from losing a friend who made her truly seen? Elphaba was the one who never let Glinda hide behind her charm or popularity. She called her out when she was shallow or unkind, yet she also believed in Glinda's potential for growth and her capacity for true goodness. Their friendship changed them both, shaping who they were in ways no one else could. But timing is everything, and for Glinda and Elphaba, it was tragically off. By the time Glinda fully realized how much Elphaba meant to her, the forces of politics, deception, and misunderstanding had already driven them apart. How often do we realize the value of someone only after it's too late? And can a friendship ever recover from what time and circumstance have stolen? The most heart-wrenching part of Glinda's journey comes next. She spends the rest of her life believing that Elphaba perished when Dorothy melted the Wicked Witch with water. Every piece of evidence she encounters seems to confirm her worst fear, leaving her with nothing but a single hat and the crushing certainty that her dearest friend is gone forever. What she doesn't know is that Elphaba faked her death, using her deep knowledge of the water weakness rumors to escape unnoticed. Meanwhile, Fiyero's transformation into the Scarecrow and his eventual reunion with Elphaba happen entirely outside Glinda's awareness. How do you mourn someone when the world around you hides the truth? And how much weight can a secret grief carry when you're also trying to rebuild a kingdom? As Glinda labors to restore Oz in honor of her lost friends, Elphaba and Fiyero ride off into freedom, building a life beyond the chaos and constraints of the kingdom. They achieve their happily ever after in a way that Glinda never can, living authentically and without the burdens that shaped her existence. Glinda, meanwhile, remains bound by duty and responsibility, never knowing the full story of her friend's survival. What makes her ending so striking is how it defies the typical fairy tale pattern. The beautiful, good heroine rarely gets happiness, love, or freedom. Instead, she inherits the weight of leadership, the solitude of responsibility, and the quiet ache of loss. Does true heroism always demand sacrifice? And is it possible to find meaning and fulfillment even when life's rewards aren't the ones we imagined?